Hi there, everyone, and this is Krissy from In the Stars by Krissy.com, and I am just your next door astrologer here in Philippines. And in this video, we are going to be talking about the new moon in the sign of Pisces na mangyayari on March 3, 2022. So it's going a new month, a new form of energy. So in this videos, we usually talk about how the alignments and the stars and the planetary movements has a form of correlation and effect to each and every individual, in a very collective level and on the personal level as a whole. So yun siya. And because this is the new moon, it's very much linked with new beginnings, new breakthroughs, and a new form of energy na pinapasok natin as a whole. So whenever there is a new moon, there's a form of a eureka moment, I would say, na parang, alam mo yun, may sudden, alam mo yun, kahit na wala kang planong gawin ang isang bagay, you'll just feel na parang, alam mo yun, feeling ko may ganitong situation na mangyayari very soon. Those are the kinds of energy of the new moon. We either start something at a very conscious level, but sometimes it's more of a we start a new cycle of our life unconsciously or consciously. That kind of energy ang mga new moon as a whole, and it gives us a form of reflection. Kaya parang, people are actually very interesting. Life is very interesting because every new moon there is a form of different cycle. Parang lagi na lang may nangyayari sa each and every of our lives and stuff like that. And especially if the luminaries or the transits are affecting your personal natal chart as well, this is going to be creating some form of effect on you, positively or negatively. It will create some form of transformation one way or another. So starting with the basics, this is a new moon, so it is very much related to a new form of energy. Because it is in the sign of Pisces, this is going to be very emotional, very intuitive, very psychic as well. But at the same time, it can trigger a lot of our traumas in life. I mean, it depends. Pero I kind of feel that, a lot of people will trigger a lot of their traumas, especially since this new moon is also creating a conjunction with Nessus. If you guys don't know, Nessus is the asteroid that is very much related to abuse. And even though, most modern astrologers and most people will just take a look on the planets as a whole, di nila papansinin yung mga asteroids. So they will have no idea that this is actually, very much dyan sa point ni Nessus. You will guys see in the chart that there is a word Nessus over there, katabi ng moon and katabi ng Jupiter. So alam mo yun, when this is becoming emphasized, our feelings, our, the hidden parts of ourselves comes to the forefront. Yung mga fears natin can be quite emphasized. And yun din yung mga reasons for our actions and certain belief and stuff like that. And a lot of people will probably fear in taking initiative. Marami silang mga hesitations and takot sa sarili nila na parang, is this the right thing that I should be doing? Or am I just going inside of a pitfall all over again? So there are a lot of fears kasi andun yung feeling na, am I really healing, or am I just going down the spider hole or the rabbit hole kind of thing, na parang which can make things worse. And also, if you guys would notice, with this new moon, Jupiter is also making a square kay Lilith. So, and also we have this very Sagittarius rising chart. It's going to be different, no? Depende kung saang bansa ka located at this time. Because, for example, if you are in the US chart, the entire setup will be different. But here in the Philippines, this is going to be the chart that we have as a whole. And it's all happening sa baba ng chart. So, There's going to be a lot of internal emotions that can be really felt. And alam mo yun, it's not really something that is happening in a very outward in physical level. Everything becomes very internal, and nandiyan siya sa may third house, no? So that can really trigger how we communicate, how we express, and it can really affect our mood swings all at the same time. Pero andun yung feeling na you can either be very positive about life as a whole. You can be very, very positive na feeling mo, your hopes, wishes, and dreams can really come into fruition. And for some people, ito talaga yung pwedeng maging epekto nito. Pero for some people, there could be an element of uh, parang ano lang siya, energy of wishing for things, pero it does not always promise, or it does not always mean na this is going to be happening in reality. Hindi siya always, a physical manifestation of our dreams. Para siyang fleeting dreams or fleeting wishes na parang akala mo ito na pero hindi pa pala. So, but it really depends. That's why, diyan pumapasok yung mga personal chart readings, so that you will know kung paano to nagma-manifest sa'yo as a whole. Again, it's going to be different for each and every one of us. But technically, it's either that we break out of our shells and move forward with life, or it creates a form of, being stuck into the fantasy land kind of energy because of all of this Pisces energy. Lalo nandiyan siya sa internal level, no? You really don't know if this is really going to be harming you or doing you good. But of course, we are taking a look at this in a very positive level. And there's actually a lot of positive things with this new moon. I would say na having the right mindset when it comes to what manifestation is or what attraction is really all about, it's going to be very big deal. A lot of people kasi no tends to have a very confused notion when it comes to law of attraction and manifestation, spirituality and magic, and reality as a whole. They don't really realize the importance of balance into a situation na parang not everything is magic. Not everything is spiritual. There's going to be, there's a yin and yang to everything. So we always need to create that practice of um practicality at the same time. So it's just like when you're trying to manifest love in itself. Yeah, you can make a bay leaf wish and stuff like that. But if you don't go out, if you don't talk to people, you don't try to knock on someone's door, you don't try to agree going out with someone, I don't think Prince Charming is going to knock on your door just like that. So alam mo yun, you need to give yourself an opportunity to allow things to progress and allow things to happen. And a lot of people tend to have, a very fantastical mistake or magical fantasy regarding a lot of things. Like they think na, okay, since I did a manifestation ritual, then I am expecting na ganito yung mangyayari, even though my action is, very much opposite on what I really want to happen. So I really think that this new moon can really give that emphasis na, we need to be realistic about this. Our hopes and wishes and dreams, how can we really put them into reality? I don't think na, doing things like this is going to be enough, basically. So what do you need to do? Magkakaroon ka kasi ng mga opportunities now. This can really open doors when it comes to good fortune, luck, and happiness as a whole. But I really think that certain actions that we need to take comes into the equation, kumbaga, all of those kinds of things. And I would say so myself that this can really trigger um this can trigger powerful relationships, or, it has a lot to do with our heart, trusting someone again, willing to give ourselves a chance once again. Those kinds of things can come into play. Pero it's also at that point of the chart wherein we need to come to realize na we need to make sure na we are not exactly repeating the same mistakes all over again. So, andun ka sa point of your life na, alam mo yun, life is all about patterns eh. Umiikot lang talaga ang mundo. Iba-iba man yung circumstances natin, at one point of our life, things just repeats by itself. Pero, it's really more of paano mo ba iba-branch out yung life mo so that it moves to a different direction from what has happened in the past. All of those kinds of things can really come into play. So like I said earlier, this can also triggers a lot of our dreams or fantasy, things that we want and stuff like that. And alam mo yun, having a Sagittarius rising chart gives that energy that we want to move forward, we want to progress into our situations, and um we want for things to just, get focused on our goal. A lot of Sagittarius is really more of the energy of the future. I want things to move forward to the future, but this all of this Pisces energy has a lingering energy into the past, to what is painful, what I have sacrificed on. Is the balance of the give and take really balanced, or maybe they're not? So all of those things can really come into play. Also, if you guys would know this, we have here Mercury and Saturn in conjunction. Now, Mercury Saturn conjunction is very, very interesting as a whole, because at one point it can create limitations or issues when it comes to communication. Pero at the same time, because of that square to Uranus, it gives element when it comes to our self-expression, parang this entire chart is like telling us to break free from the things that are binding us, the things that are shackling us, that enables us to move forward, being able to find a way out of our own cage. Kumbaga, ang magiging issue natin as a whole. So we also have this, very powerful Pluto square Aries, and yeah, and this is also going to be triggering Sedna and Rahu all at the same time. So it can really trigger a lot of, yung mga issues of betrayals and stuff like that. I really feel that this is more of a situation na parang we are questioning ourselves if we should move forward to the future, or should we continue to wait and linger out to the past. All of these kinds of things coming into play. And it's also very interesting because this new moon has a dance with Venus and Mars, with Venus being at the top of the chart as well. So this gives that energy that alam mo yun, something can be worked out, but it takes for a male and a female, or it takes for two people to work together to get things going. It gives a chance to restore bonds as well. Meron siyang chance to restore something. Pero at the same time, we are being questioned if we have already learned from our mistakes. Natutunan na ba natin yung mga dapat nating matutunan o hindi pa? So definitely, merong mga triggering moments ito when it comes to the matters of the heart, the love life, kind of energy, all of those kinds of things. It's actually teaching us that, we should be more open-minded with how to do things, basically, and how to proceed with life, basically. All those kinds of really good things, and not focus too much on our own pain, but to focus on how we can, how we can overcome things, how we can go past all of this mayhem and chaos that we are feeling. Definitely, this is, I'm pretty sure that, even before the few days before the new moon, a lot of people have been feeling various form of energies, and a lot of triggering moments are coming into play. And it really depends on whether you are ready or whether may healing na nangyari sa relationship ninyo. Are you guys going to repeat the same mistakes in your partnership, in your relationship? Depende kung ano yung manifestation ni Pisces sa chart ninyo. Like for example, maybe it's representing your relationships or your own feelings and stuff like that. So yeah, this could definitely lead to some form of transformation. It can bring about a new relationship, and it could be a relationship na parang um can be restored, a relationship that had issues in the past, or hindi sila na continue on, or there was a form of betrayals or things na hindi ganun kaayos na gusto mong ayusin. Or at the same time, this could be a situation wherein you want to move out of that and you want to have a better relationship, a better partnership. You want someone that will respect you, that will love you, that will value you because of the person that you are, Hindi yung parang may mga other superficial reasonings for certain things. And at the same time, because this is a Pisces new moon energy, and then it is aspecting Nessus as well and Lilith, we also need to be very mindful of trusting people during this time. And I guess take a look on your intuition on what feels right for you, and don't just, agree to everything else. Um, yung negative manifestation kasi nito is that, there could be people that can be taking advantage of you, of your own feelings, or being like someone who boasts a lot, who says a lot na hindi ko na to uulitin, give me another chance and stuff like that. Or alam mo yun, uh giving a lot of proclamations into things, or giving into temptations without a form of responsibility into their actions. Could be other issues that you need to think about. But alam mo yun, it's like there are cases na a lot of things can create a lot of clouds in our head, and it's either that we are confused with our own feelings, or or it could be the universe way of letting you know na, you're actually feeling something, and there is a reason for it, and maybe you need to grab hold of that and stuff like that. But I really believe na each of us will have our own message on how this is going to be playing out to us, because this is a 12-degree 12-degree new moon, which is a very, very Piscean new moon. So there could be a lot of psychic insights, dreams, You might get a lot of revelations into your dreams as well. And, there could be a reason for that too. Also, I would say na if there are issues of misunderstandings during this time, try to find the answers yourself, and don't just leave everything through your imaginations and different conclusions na pwedeng totoo, pwedeng hindi totoo, 'di ba? It's always better to verify things rather than that. But alam mo yun, kahit na medyo hindi ganon kaganda yung reputation ni Lilith and ni Aries, when I see them like this in a sextile and having aspects, it also tells me that andun tayo sa moment na hindi passive ang energy, it's actually very active, and it's pushing us into something, and it's about to start, parang alam mo yun, it's about to bloom into something else, and it might just give us a really wonderful energy as a whole. It can give us a situation wherein, starting a powerful relationships with someone that, you can be with, this is, has the blessing of Jupiter and Neptune. So it gives me a situation like a powerful couple or a power couple or a relationship that can really stand the test of time, all of those kinds of things. And sometimes, I'm not sure if you guys are actually aware, but sometimes when we actually see or encounter a relationship or a prospect in our life, the more it has the ability to transform our life in a very powerful way, the more it triggers a lot of fear and trauma. And sometimes, ano siya parang you probably have no logical reasons for it, pero there could have been some form of spiritual connection between you and that person that can, that can give you a nudge that of what you have with that person at the same time. So, yeah. And again, this can turn in either way. And this is a very Piscean nature wherein you never know where things are gonna lead. Pero this is also a situation wherein either you are giving complete faith into things, or you literally don't want to trust the process. It's either one is positive, too positive, or becoming too negative on a certain thing. But I would say to follow your heart. This is really, Pisces is one of those signs that can really truly give love in a very unconditional way, even though na they have a very sacrificing nature which can be detriment to them na hindi nakakatulong. It's one of those traits na can be problematic. I would say na ito yung time to really evaluate relationships, really evaluate um your emotional well-being, how you are truly doing. Are you happy with your own life? It doesn't have to be relationship as a whole, but I just kind of feel na meron siyang big emphasis with the relationships, partnerships, connections, and social interactions that we have with people, on the entire new level talaga, no? So parang, something is being heightened up, kumbaga. And this could be a very soulmate connection as well. And yeah, so I won't know how this is gonna be transforming for you, but you will know how things are, going to move forward from here on. But at the same time, I kind of feel na, parang ano siya para siyang situation na parang something died down and then slowly nagre-reborn ito. And it will truly make sense, and you will guys notice that because as March goes on, papuntang April, pumapasok na tayo sa Aries season, and that can really give us a nudge into things, and really pushing forward, lalo na pagpasok ni Jupiter in the sign of Aries, it can really give us, a very revitalizing energy as a whole. It's just that this time we need to, see the darker things, the shadow things in our situation, and really coming to know um kung ano yung dapat natin gawin. So, magkaroon ng progression yung life natin. So, yeah. So, it's not as if that magic can suddenly manifest into your life, but a lot of opportunities for healing, for good luck, and fortune can really come into play. But yeah, balance is definitely going to be needed as we move forward with things. A lot of surprises then can be expected during this time. So yeah, and I would say na to be patient with people as a whole, especially when when it's hard to communicate with them. But definitely, each and every one of us will be receiving some form of downloads on ano yung gusto natin mangyari sa buhay natin and how we want to proceed with our life as a whole. And it's all going to be starting in a very internal level, and then later on, magma-manifest ito more physically, and especially when how we engage and socialize with people. So, yeah, this is my reading for our new moon in the sign of Pisces. So, I hope that this can give you guys insight and clarity into your situation, and hopefully you can use this energy to your own benefit. So, yeah, if you want to know more about me, my shop, my services, you can go to my website and the stars by Krissy.com. And yeah, I'm already really fully booked. So if you're willing to wait, you can, book a reading for April or May onwards na. So ayun, I'd like to thank each and every one of you guys who have been really, really patient with me, very supportive of me, and especially for my group members of Facebook. So yeah, thank you, and I'll see you guys again on the next video.